days away. Just your thoughts on that.
Extremely excited. Obviously, it's been a while for us since we strapped it up last, since January. So I'm extremely excited. I know our guys are excited. Team chemistry is as good as it's been since I've been here. So everybody's ready to roll.
Has this game been a kind of a focus for you guys since you even walked off the field last year against UCF? Has it been kind of like a focal point to push to?
Yeah, 100%. I think from the coach's standpoint, I think they started watching film on Washington way back when, and then obviously I was trying to get through the spring with my injury and everything, and as soon as I was cleared, I started watching film on him. So I think ever since then, ever since the bowl game, it's been definitely an emphasis and obviously something we're really looking forward to.
When you are, watching film on them, you have a secondary that's got 2 or 3 All-Americans in it. Just what are your impressions of this challenge of having to face a secondary that's down?
Like I said, they're going to be an extremely good football team. That, like you said, the secondary is kind of speaks for itself. Lots of great players, but at the same time, we have a lot of great players on our end too. So I think it's going to be a great matchup. Guys like Ryan Davis, Darius Slayton, Nate Craig, these guys can really play some football too. So I'm excited for those guys to go against, the DBs, at Washington and see what they can do.
Jarrett, can you talk about the running back group, how it's progressed this preseason?
Going into the offseason, I was pretty anxious to see how that group would do. Obviously, with Carry-On leaving and Petway leaving, you just never know since they haven't stepped on the field that much. Which Cam Martin, obviously has played quite a bit and done really well. So I knew Cam would be fine. But some of those younger guys, I was really looking forward to seeing how Booby would play and Asa and now that Sean's here, really seeing how that group collectively, plays and that kind of thing. And I've been really, really pleased with how they've handled fall camp. And, most of them, it's their first fall camp. So, and they don't really know what they're getting themselves into quite yet. But I've tried to prep them as much as I can, and I think they're going to be ready to roll.
Jarrett, how different is Booby than the guy that got some reps in bowl practices last year? How different is he now?
Booby's so much different from last year. He's grown up a lot. Still has some growing up to do, just like any young football player. But he's an extreme talent. Can do a lot of different things with the ball in his hands. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how he plays.
Last year, you quarterback the offensive coordinator. Obviously, had a couple games early where you weren't clicking. How much further along do you think you guys are to kind of avoid that early
I think we're a lot further along than what we were at this point last year. Obviously, with myself, being in the system for a full year, I just understand the offense better and understand defenses better. And so I think during fall camp, I think we kind of, I don't know how to say it, I think we put in a little bit more at a faster pace than we did last year, or at least that's how it seemed to me at least. And, I think they just know that, I'm able to handle everything that we've been putting in. Because a lot of the stuff that, obviously carries over from year to year. And, being able to have that base offense, in halfway through fall camp really gives us an advantage, I think. And so I think just from my standpoint and Coach Lindsey's standpoint, working really well together, and obviously throughout this season we'll get to work a lot more together, and I think it's going to be really good for the offense.
You changed defensively going back from last year to this year. You just seem more comfortable. Is that what you would say? Is that how you would kind of assess that?
I would definitely say that's fair. I feel much more comfortable just being in the state of Alabama, being at Auburn, going to school here. Feel much more comfortable with it. This is home away from home. Texas will always be home, but this is always home away from home now. And this is a great place with a lot of great people. And whenever you get to go out and play football with guys like Ryan Davis and Darius Slayton and Chandler Cox and Marquell Harrell, Prince Tega, and everybody on defense. I mean, it's fun, and they make it so much more enjoyable every single day, and you get just more comfortable being around such great people on a daily basis. And so I don't see how somebody could come in here and not have a good time playing football here at Auburn.
another quarterback that you've gotten to know. How familiar are you with Jake?
A little bit familiar. Obviously, I didn't really know him through high school or anything like that. And then this last summer at the Manning Passing Academy, got the opportunity to meet him. And Jake he's a super good dude. I would hang out with him every single day if we went to the same school or whatnot. And super talented. Obviously, his resume kind of speaks for itself. 3-year starter. Going his last year. He's a great football player. So really looking forward to seeing him play week 1, and hopefully not too good. But I'll be rooting for him for the rest of the year.
Did you guys pick each other's brains at all, or did you kind of try to avoid that because you knew you'd be playing each other week 1?
No, I think it was funny. We were sitting there and we were talking about his defense, and I was just like, yeah, this is what I've seen on film. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, sometimes it looks like this, but then it's that. And so, just talking ball and that kind of thing. And like I said, he's a great guy. And, wish him all the best.
The competitive side of you, I'm sure you want to go in this game and put up bigger numbers than him, right?
I mean, I just want to win. So, whatever that looks like.
He's getting a lot of hype this season. I mean, if you even watch the ESPN promos for the game, they talk about him and they don't talk about you.
That's fine. That's fine. People can talk about whoever. It's opinion based.
How anxious are you to compose a better memory or two at Mercedes-Benz?
Oh, I'm really excited. Obviously, didn't have much luck there the last 2 times, but we just, at the end of the day, we just didn't play well either of those games, and this time around we're looking to play really well and get a win against a top team.
When the goals are to get back there at the end of the season, Jarrett, and to obviously have big postseason aspirations, is there an importance to ending this storyline or discussion point about losing at the stadium there? Because if you guys were to lose this, obviously it's just going to be the next thing we're talking about, like last year with LSU, and guys haven't won there since '99.
Right.
Georgia later this year, guys haven't won there since '05. Like, it would be something to talk. Is it important just to get it off the table and get it out of the way mentally?
I think the most important thing is just to get a win, and again, if we weren't to win, and then y'all were to sit here and ask us the same thing come November, December, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, at the same time, we're just looking forward to playing these guys, getting a win, and then kickstarting our season in the right way.
Jarrett, is there any way to prepare yourself when you're a high school kid, whatever, for the intense amount of attention and spotlight and everything that's on a quarterback, particularly one as much as expected at this level?
I think it's hard to prepare for. I don't really know if there's a way to prepare for it. I come from a town, Stephenville, where football is pretty much everything, and we've been really successful in the past. And I think since the early 90s, we've had 13, 14 Division I quarterbacks. So even at that age, I kind of got a little bit more attention maybe. But, I don't think there's anything that you can really do to prepare for something, like this situation that a lot of quarterbacks around the country are in. I think it just comes down to your personality, and I think that's how you maneuver it and how you handle it.
It's in the very few practices that we're allowed to see, it's clear that your teammates have great respect for you. You're a leader. You're comfortable in that role. How have you seen your leadership role progress in the time that you've been here, now going into your second year as a starter?
I think the main thing for me is I've been trying to put more of an emphasis on pouring into my teammates a little bit more. Last year, I was coming into a new situation. Didn't really know a lot of people on the team. I got to know them over time. But when your first name's the starter in fall camp, and then you progressively work your way through the season, it's a lot different than, okay, year 1's under the belt. You go into a full off season as the guy, and then you go into your second season as the starter. You just build relationships, in a much better process over that amount of time than you do in just a short amount of time. So that's the main thing for me, I think, is just pouring into my teammates, building relationships with them, and just knowing that, making sure that they know that I have their back and hopefully that they have mine. And I think that's where, you know, great teams are formed, where you got guys on a team that really love each other and want to just play for each other.
What's the
Got time
dynamic?
for a couple more.
What's the dynamic like between you and Caleb, where obviously until fall camp you really hadn't taken reps in a game-like situation, even in a scrimmage with him. So what's it been like over these last couple of weeks compared to how it was before that?
It's been great. Caleb's been great. You know, really all the centers, because they're, you know, pretty much new, you know, compared to last year. I mean, it's really been great. And it kind of goes back to earlier what I was saying, that I think with me just understanding a lot more about this offense, I'm able to communicate that to Caleb in a certain way, because they've put a little bit more on me fall camp wise this year, and I've been able to play that way. And I think Caleb's had to adjust to that, but he's been really good at adjusting to it. All the linemen really have done a great job of really, you know, picking it up from a mental standpoint, and you know, I think it's going to really be good.
With him and Jack being new pieces, and like you talked at media days, and never wanting to take 11 sacks again, we're not facing a defense this good. We understand all quarterbacks are better, not under pressure. That goes without saying. How have you tried to prepare, either in practice or even in the off season, for more of those pressure situations of when things are breaking down, in order to perform better in those spots?
I think the main thing when you talk about pressure and getting pressure from a defense is understanding when you're protected and when you're not protected. I have a much better understanding now of our protections, and I mean, I'm able to really feel out certain things and, you know, just take control of the offensive line when I need to. And so I think just when you talk about pressure, understanding offensively what you're doing, you can counteract some of that.
Is there,
Last one.
you know, in the 2 games you've played Mercedes-Benz Stadium, is there anything different about playing in there that you've noticed that you've had to adjust to, whether it's the turf, the lights, depth perception? What's different about it that you kind of had to that might even help you going into this game?
No, I think I mean, there's not anything too significant that's much different than any other place. I mean, I've played in Jerry's World, you know, up in Arlington, you know, 3 or 4 times. So it doesn't get much bigger than that, I would say. But Mercedes-Benz Stadium is obviously right there with that kind of stadium, and I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we just gotta go out and play good. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.